Witness the incredible power of animal therapy. When doctors advised a father to acquire a dog for his son, who was paralyzed, little did they anticipate the remarkable outcome that awaited. Join us as we delve into the unforeseen events that transpired. Tim and Robin's vision for their future encompassed a household bustling with both children and animals. They carefully selected a home that would accommodate their aspirations of raising a few little ones. To them, it represented the epitome of an ideal life, and their anticipation knew no bounds. Their plan was to welcome children first, followed by furry companions who would grow alongside their offspring, ensuring a mutual delight for all. However, life possesses a peculiar tendency to disrupt even the most meticulously crafted plans. Their blueprint was meticulously laid out. Marriage would be followed by a year or two before embarking on the journey to conceive a baby. Each child would be spaced approximately 2 years apart, culminating in a family of 3. It appeared flawless on paper, but the universe had other ideas, for babies and life seldom adhere to our prescribed timelines. After a year of wedded bliss, they commenced their efforts to conceive, only to encounter an unexpected turn of events. Over a year of ardent trying passed, revealing that natural conception was not in the cards for them. Faced with this realization, they explored various fertility options, encountering numerous disappointments along the way. It demanded years of perseverance and a substantial financial investment, but eventually, their determination bore fruit, and Robin found herself expecting. The sheer ecstasy that engulfed Tim and Robin upon the birth of their first little girl was immeasurable. The joy radiated not only within the hearts of the proud parents, but also within their families, who wholeheartedly shared in this momentous occasion. It was a massive blessing for everyone. When their daughter was around a year old, they started the process all over again, but this time they got pregnant much quicker in the fertility process. Sadly, they lost the baby. Soon after, experiencing pregnancy loss was devastating, but they desperately wanted to give their child a sibling. They had to take the plunge and try again. They got pregnant quickly and everything went smoothly. It was only toward the end of the pregnancy that things started to go wrong. Robin experienced some cramping and contractions and ended up on bed rest. They tried to get her as far into the pregnancy as normal, but eventually the baby was born way too early. It was another little girl, and she spent some time in the ICU. Luckily for them, she was a little fighter, and before too long she was on her way home. She was a healthy and happy little girl. Tim and Robin decided that they were done growing their family. At that point, they had always hoped that they would have a large family, but they already felt blessed. There was a stage that they didn't think they would ever be able to have children, so the fact that they had 2 little girls that were running around in their backyard was already incredible. The long journey to build their family had tired them out. So much had happened in such a short time. They didn't have the energy for the next steps of their plans. They knew that getting dogs or other pets could be just as hard work as having a new baby. Tim and Robin didn't have the energy to get their kids any animals, at least not yet. They just wanted to take some time and enjoy the moments. There were many special moments to enjoy with 2 young kids, but after around a year something happened that they could never see coming. Suddenly, Robin wasn't feeling very well and she was really tired. At first, they thought that it might have been stress that was catching up with her, but even after they took a nice relaxing holiday, she didn't feel better. Tim urged her to go to the doctor and together they went to get it checked out. They were shocked when they got the news without any help or intervention. They were pregnant. Robin was going to have a baby, and this time they got pregnant completely. Naturally, their minds were blown, but they were seriously excited. The doctors did warn that Robin was at greater risk for complications during this pregnancy, but they were willing to risk it. They never expected this surprise, but they were going to grab onto it with both hands. Robin had to be extra careful, but she was happy to do everything that the doctors told her to. At the same time, you can only do so much, and very quickly into the pregnancy, Robin started experiencing issues. She had contractions and almost lost the baby in the first trimester, but the doctors could stop it. She struggled with feeling ill all pregnancy long. The baby seemed to be doing well on sonars, and that was the most important part, but they were also very excited to learn that they were going to have a little boy this time. Just as they did with their second baby, they went into labor way too early this time. Robin's labor took a long time, and eventually they had to take her into an emergency C-section. Their baby was injured in the process, and he was partially paralyzed. He couldn't use the left side of his body at all. It was really sad. The doctors explained that he might get slightly better with the help of physical therapy. When he was a little bit older, they named him Clark and gave him all the support that they could. Despite his limitations, Clark was a happy baby and his sisters adored him. But as he got older, he faced more challenges. His restrictions didn't matter as much when he was a tiny baby, but as he got older, he wanted to follow his sisters while they played. This obviously wasn't possible. They took him to many doctors, but none of them could give them any answers. There was no medicine or operation that they could prescribe to help the little boy heal. It seemed like his parents were just going to have to make peace with the fact that he was going to have challenges, but at least they could find different ways to help him cope. One neurologist that they visited with Clark said that kids do really well with animal therapy. He gave them a list of places that they could visit to interact with dogs or horses, but he also said that it might be better to just get Clark his own dog. He recommended a Chow Chow or a Labrador. They didn't really believe that getting a pet would be able to help Clark, but it did get them thinking the challenges they had faced with their children had changed their plans so much, but they also wanted the kids to grow up with animals. They decided to start searching for a dog for all of the children. They did like the idea of getting a Labrador because they knew that those dogs were awesome with children. They searched the local shelters, and one of them told Tim that they had the perfect pup for the family. Lucy displayed a natural affinity for children, and the two girls embraced their new canine companion with ease. However, the dog possessed an innate understanding that baby Clark sought her companionship. A remarkable bond swiftly developed between them, marked by Lucy's exceptional gentleness towards the baby. Lucy comprehended the need to bridge the physical gap between herself and Clark, realizing his mobility limitations. Whenever the dog approached, Clark would erupt into laughter, extending his hand to touch her. Yet the ensuing events caught everyone off guard. On a particular day, as Lucy drew nearer to Clark, his laughter filled the room. In an astonishing moment, both his tiny arms reached out to touch the dog. A remarkable feat as it marked the first time, he employed his left arm. Slowly but surely, the dog became instrumental in aiding Clark's progress and mobility. By grasping onto Lucy, he managed to rise onto both legs, even taking his inaugural steps, finding balance with the support of his furry friend. Tim and Robin stood in disbelief, unable to fathom the magnitude of the transformation before them. Despite concerns over their son's challenges due to a traumatic birth, the aid of a remarkable dog led to daily improvements. Around the age of 4, he made a complete recovery. Running alongside Lucy and his sisters, Tim and Robin's dream family became a reality, albeit in unexpected ways. The difficult journey proved worthwhile, for they now had 3 beautiful, healthy children, and an extraordinary dog had joined their loving household. What do you think of this amazing story? Let us know in the comments section. Thank you.